everybody, and welcome back to COFY Studios. Today we're talking about Spider-Man 2, giving some first impressions, what I thought of the game so far, and where I think it's going to go, what I like so far, if anything stuck out to me as interesting or weird or it's all pretty good so far, so that's a good thing. But just going to kind of rant and talk, discuss a few things that I like. Off the bat, the game's really good. I love the Peter Miles dynamic. It's really cool to just see them swinging around near each other. Like, it's obviously it's cool for the story and, you know, having them, you know, have a back and forth more than they have in previous games. But really, in particular, being able to have fight sequences where you can see Miles swinging in and out, and then you switch to Miles, and now you see Peter swinging around, and maybe, you know, Webb zips in and fights somebody within your fight that you're doing right now, and then zips away. It feels very alive. You know, the presence of both of them is felt. Especially since they play very differently. They're very distinct. Each of them has a unique and interesting playstyle that's different from the other, but is still very Spider-Man. I would argue that Peter is sort of a more technical, kind of heavy-hitting fight style, and Miles feels more agile with, you know, the electricity and everything. It's really cool, and I like the way each of them plays differently, so that when you are playing as Peter or Miles, you get a unique feel and unique experience. I would feel, I don't know, disappointed if they were the same. So I'm really glad they're not. Only little thing I even noticed at all, it is the only negative I could even possibly say about the game so far, was I noticed between different cutscenes there was some facial animation quality differences. It's a very minor thing, but I did notice that certain cutscenes things looked really good, like almost ray traced good and realistic looking, and then other cutscenes it would be like, why is that guy's face moving that way? So I don't know if that's just rendering or it was just the way it happened to be for that one scene. I got no idea, but that's really my only negative. I figured I would just get that out the way, because I noticed some of the animations and cutscenes are better than others. But again, I noticed this once. It was one time that I was like, wow, that cutscene looked very different than the rest of the game. It could just be me. You know, I was playing it late in the evening after the midnight launch, so anything is possible. I love the new side missions. I do want to talk about this for a second, but the new side missions are so much better. It doesn't feel like I'm just swinging around New York looking for random things, dealing with the different picture quests or the Sandman crystals. They've so far been interesting, and I find them awesome. I particularly like the Sandman crystals, finding like the little memory fragment things that they tell you about right at the start. That's kind of cool. I really like the pictures a lot too, just swinging around, and instead of just finding like a little memory or something like that, you find like an area, and you know, take out your camera and you take a picture of people playing frisbee on a roof or something like that. I think it's really neat. I think it is worth mentioning though that some of the side missions feel simplified, and that's just like one or two little ones I've seen. I'll give an example of like crime stopping a car, for example. He used to have multiple quick time events and kind of like a button mash to, you know, stop the car and, you know, protect people from it crashing or them driving off the road or something. And now it's kind of just a quick little quick time event when you land, and then you stop the car. I don't really have a problem with this, but I'm curious how it'll affect other side missions later on. If a lot of them have been slowed down like this, sort of, or simplified. I really don't have an issue with it, actually, to be honest. I think it's really, really cool that it makes it a little easier to kind of stop those crimes really fast. And I don't know, you feel, I hate using this word because it's like the reviewer mean thing, right? But it's like, it does feel more like Spider-Man in that sense of not like you're feeling like Spider-Man, but I don't know, he probably would take down just your average criminal in like a Lexus. I don't know, like it would go faster. So I do think that's really worth mentioning, that some of those are a little faster. I like that, some might not. Jury's still out. I gotta play more of the game to really understand how I feel about it. What's also awesome, and what I really want to talk about, is the wingsuit. Oh, I love the wingsuit. It's such a good addition. Swinging around was already so satisfying, web zipping, jumping, all that jazz. But having the wingsuit, throwing the wings out and kind of gliding around now, and maybe dive bombing to pick up speed, spin around a building with your webs and fly off into the air. Oh, it's so cool. It's just so cool. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but I noticed some of the, like, quote-unquote wind tunnel, or like when you catch a draft or a breeze through the city, you can kind of just float in this almost little tunnel thing that just takes you from one place to another. It almost functions like the wind tunnels from Fortnite. I don't know if that's a direct inspiration or not, but I did notice it. So I figured it was worth writing down and bringing up, that it feels almost exactly the same physics-wise. So I wonder if they saw that and went, huh, I got an idea. It's not really part of the review, but worth mentioning. It was kind of cool. I like the haptic feedback a lot more this time around. It was already cool having a little bit of resistance in Miles Morales with the swinging and everything, but they've added even more mini games, puzzles, stuff to interact with that, and I do think the haptic feedback's awesome, and I do think it adds another level of immersion. So I'm really glad to see them using it more. I do think that's awesome. Another favorite feature, and something that I personally love, and I really think is cool they added, is they added specific difficulty option toggles. So you don't have to play on just like easy, medium, hard. You can play on like medium, but maybe you want to add fall damage like hard has because you find that more immersive. You can turn on fall damage, or you can turn up enemy health but turn down enemy damage to make like combo clips or something. I think that's really cool. It's a lot more customization with how the enemies in the game's environment interacts with you. I haven't really seen that in a long time, where you can specifically tinker certain enemy settings, and I'm not sure if I've ever really seen it in an open world style game like this. I could be wrong. Somebody in the comments correct me if there's another game that's done it, but I really think that's cool. What else is there? Oh, there's an interesting addition to the combat is they added a parry, so you can now parry enemies mid combo and stuff. Certain enemies that have heavy attacks that, you know, can't be dodged, you have to parry them if you want to keep the combo going. I think that's interesting. I wasn't expecting the game to add a parry. I need to get used to it because I was so used to the just like punch, zip around, punch of the last few games. So adding a parry into the mix is screwing with my combos, but I don't mind it too much. It adds another layer of depth, and I think that's really cool. Last thing I'll mention is the supporting cast so far. I feel like they're more well realized than they were in other games. I mean, I know people complain about the MJ stealth missions, and I think rightfully so. I'm not very far in. They could add more stealth missions with MJ, and people are going to be like, no. But in the little amount of time I've seen, no stealth missions. But the little interactions you have with the supporting cast are really cool. The side quests feel intertwined with their character arcs, and, you know, different things like doing missions at Brooklyn Visions with Miles, or, you know, swinging around to find information for MJ for like a story at the Bugle. It's all really cool. I really find it interesting. And I feel that it weaves in with the narrative a little better than it has in the other games. So that's definitely worth mentioning as well. It was really cool. And that's sort of all I got for the first impressions. The game's awesome. I really love it. It's really fun. I plan to talk about it more. I plan to talk about some other games I've played this year. I'm working on multiple reviews at once right now. But I wanted to put this out and, you know, get it out there first day so people can find it and, you know, see what I have to say, see what they want to purchase, how they want to go about playing the game, when they want to get it, what I think of it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe. There's more places you can support me in the comments as well. Check those out. I hope to have lots of new content coming soon for everybody. Hope you all enjoy. Play Spider-Man. It's fun. Be Spider-Man. Be greater together. That's the tagline, I think, right? And have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everybody. Peace.